Hello, hello, and welcome back to the channel. As most of you know, I'm Topher, and for those of you who don't know, just randomly decided to click on my video, welcome to the channel. I'm Topher. Thank you for stopping by. So we're here to do a reaction, and we're diving back into the Untamed. We're diving into episode 31. Yep, we crossed the threshold into the 30s. That means we're more than halfway done with the series at this point, and I'm excited just to see where the next step of this takes us. So we're just gonna dive on in and find out. And yeah, if you want early access to these reactions and other reactions, you can join us over on Patreon. Link will be down in the description. Don't have to, but you're more than welcome to if you want to. And yeah, let's dive on in. Y'all, that was a terrible episode. Absolutely terrible. 10 out of 10 would not recommend. And not terrible in the sense that it was produced poorly or written poorly. Like, it's very well written, very extremely well acted. It's just the circumstance of everything that happened in the episode is terrible. Like, obviously, again, and I've said it a number of times, knowing the state of the universe when it came to Wuxian and where we were pre-flashback, I already know that certain things are going to go down. There are certain plot points that we're going to hit. Certain people are going to be written off as bad guys. I already know that we're going to hit certain plot points, but it still sucks to see it happen, especially to people who do not deserve it. That's what hits me the most in these series. Like, when Xing and Sweet Boy, my cinnamon roll, after they, stuck the needle in Wuxian and they were walking off with the rest of the Wen clan slowly just into the forest, making their way to the Golden Unicorn Tower, like, just the music that was playing, the ambiance, the looks on everyone's faces, and how she just had her held up high, just like, okay, we're going to face our justice or whatever. Like, it almost broke me. Like, I had a little bit of a tear. I definitely had one tear that came out. Might have been another one, not entirely certain. Have to roll back the tape and see. But like, it made me want to cry, and it felt very similar kind of feeling that I felt. No spoilers. All I'm gonna say is Word of Honor, Wedding. If you saw my reaction to that episode, or you've seen the episode, then you know. If you know, you know. But it was that same sort of feeling where I'm like, they were so, like, caught up in this world of just badness, but they, at their heart, at their core, were such good people. Sweet Cinnamon Roll, like I was saying all throughout the episode, there's nothing that anyone can tell me about this Sweet Cinnamon Roll that will make me think that he deserves anything but love and hugs. Like, he is one of the purest lights on this planet, and he did not deserve anything that came to him. He did not deserve to be a part of this Wen clan. He did not deserve to go to that damn prisoner camp and have the evil Jin people sit there and conduct whatever experiments and kill him, impale him with flax. He did not deserve that. He didn't deserve to come back as a ghost, but like, he didn't deserve any of this. He is literally just the sweetest little light in the world, and the world just tainted and extinguished his light. And even amidst all of that, amidst all of the ghost puppetry and everyone treating him poorly, him being imprisoned, him being beaten up in prison, this, that, the other, in spite of all of that, he was still always just this pure, sweet little light, and he did not deserve any of that. And as far as Xing, like, yes, she's done some things, although I've literally never really seen her do anything terribly heinous when it's come to this series in comparison to other things that we've seen the Wen clan do. She's carried out some orders back when Rohan was, her master, but for the most part, she seemed like a caretaker in a sense, medicine, treating when Rohan's illnesses and whatnot, and yes, going out doing whatever missions, recon, this, that, the other, but I never really saw her do anything like any of the other Wen people were out there doing. Maybe she did. Maybe it's stuff that was in the novel that wasn't included in the series. Who knows? But like, still, at her core, she's always felt like just a good person who was in the wrong place. She was here to protect her brother and her villagers. Unfortunately, her village was cursed with the Wen clan's name above their heads and whatnot, but they were not part of the Wen clan activities. So she was always just a caretaker. She was a good person. They were both good people, and they didn't deserve this. They didn't deserve any of this. Same thing with Yan Li. She is such a good-hearted, good-natured person. All I've wanted for her this entire series is just to be happy. I just want her to be happy. Please let her be happy for more than 5 minutes at a time. So I feel like every time she's happy, something turns around and her parents are dead. Or something else happens and her brother's in a coma. Something else happens, her brother gets his golden core crushed. Something else happens and I'm like, oh, can she just be happy? So she finally got her man. They had a baby. I mean, granted, yes, there were some time skips, so she was happy there for at least a year. Okay, she had a year's worth of happiness in her life. Yay. But I'm like, can we just maybe not give her some sort of major heartbreaking catastrophe throughout this series? Can we just let her have a happily ever after? Can one of these characters just have a happily ever after, please? I know it's not realistic, but I don't care. Like, it kills me when the good people get this treatment that they don't deserve. That's usually when it hits me on an emotional level, because they've done nothing wrong. Like I said, this Word of Honor, Wedding, amongst other things. History 3, Make Our Days Count, episode 9 through 10. Couple other series where it's like they're just such good-hearted characters and you want to see them succeed. You're rooting so hard for them to succeed, and the world in the series is just like, we're gonna just crap on this character. We're just gonna crap on them. No, they deserve to succeed, but we're not gonna let them. And it's just like, it breaks my heart. Oh, I hate it so much. But yeah, aside from me hating everything that happens, like the storytelling elements of the story, it's so well done. The acting is impeccable. Oh my god. So we started off, just to backtrack, we started off with Sweet Boy bringing the invitation for Wuxia to his nephew's 1 month anniversary. You've been alive a month, yeah, we're gonna celebrate you. Party thing that they're having. So he's elated. He is so excited. He's like, I'm gonna go to town. I'm gonna buy him a gift. And it's like, this little trinket is just a little something something. The real gift is, and Wenning's like, oh, that's why you haven't come out of the cave for a month, this, that, the other, because you've been crafting this gift by hand. And he's like, yep, it's basically protection. If long as my nephew wears this, lower level ghosts, demons, specters, whatever, it won't be able to get anywhere near him. And Wenning could even feel like that sort of, I guess, repellent happening, because unfortunately he's still being inhabited by some dark, spooky spirits. We don't love it for him, but it is what it is. But anyway, I want to say they were walking back home, maybe they were heading to the Golden Unicorn Tower. I don't know. But either way, they got ambushed by the asshole Jin guy that I don't care about, whose name I just don't commit to memory because I ain't got no time for it. And then we found out what he was going on about last episode when Meng Yao was talking to him towards the end of the episode. He's been cursed by some sort of, dark curse, and it's spreading throughout his body. He's been suffering through it for a while now, and he just automatically blames Wuxian. That is if there was any perfect example of what Xing was telling Wuxian after they put the needle in him as to reasons why they were giving themselves up, it's that scenario right there, because literally zero proof. No proof that Wuxian was in any way, shape, or form involved, but they decided he is the person to blame. And since they are the dominant clan in existence or whatever, what they say is right. They're justified in any actions that they take. So them going to ambush him and kill him, this, that, the other, they're justified because they've decided that Wuxian did something wrong. Wuxian wasn't in any way, shape, or form involved. They've got no proof. All they have is the fact that this guy said that Wuxian did it. Wuxian ain't seen him in God knows how many, I don't know how many time jumps we've had at this point, but Wuxian ain't seen him, ain't thought about him in God knows how long. But this little boy decided, hey, Wuxian did it, because who else would do it? He's the only person who has a grudge against me. And then Wuxian's like, girl, do you know who you are? Do you know your family name? I'm sure there are a lot of people out there who don't like you. I'm sure there are a lot of people out there who want to curse your ass. And if I wanted you dead, I'd have killed you. Like, and I'd have told the world about it. Like, I would make no qualms about it. If I want you dead, you will be dead, and the world will know that I did it. I wouldn't play these little game. I ain't got time for all that. But of course, that's not enough. That's not enough. Jin guy, again, he's made up his mind. There's no one else it could be. I'm calling out Meng Yao, because again, I don't trust his ass. And at this point, now that both of those Jin brothers are dead, I guess that makes Meng Yao, well, I guess the baby is the only person now who might be the rightful heir to the Jin throne, even though he's still a baby. So he might start coming for that baby now. And, you know, then, oh, okay, well, I guess I'm the only person left to inherit this once daddy dies, and then daddy gotta die. But obviously daddy don't want that, because daddy's got issues with this illegitimate child. He's made no qualms about that. But this is me just spitballing stuff out right now. But yeah, I'm looking at Meng Yao. I say he did it, but who knows? We may never find out. But yeah, it doesn't matter. He made up his mind that Wuxian did it. So he's like, you know what? You don't want to do it, then fine. We're going to kill you. And it's like, okay, you can try if you want. And then my sweet baby went Super Saiyan and unleashed dark ghost general powers. And I'm like, oh, I wish it didn't have to come to this. I really wish it didn't have to come to this. I wish that it could have just been he unleashed the Super Saiyan powers and moved the rock in front of Wuxian so the arrows couldn't get to him, and then they just kind of waited behind the rock, because eventually they're gonna run out of arrows. Like, this isn't a video game. They don't have unlimited supplies of arrows. They're gonna run out of arrows eventually, and they clearly can't hit this rock. If they want to step down from the rock and start to approach us, then fine, we can tussle, we can kill them, blah blah blah, if we need to. But like, I feel like everything could have went down a lot more calmly had we just not engaged them. I'm not saying that we need to run for our lives, although maybe that might have been the better alternative, but if we had just chosen to not engage them, this could have had a different outcome. But we chose to engage, and I don't know if once Sweet Boy went Super Saiyan, if that was him. Well, there's a point there where it wasn't him, but I don't know if at the beginning stages, if that was still him in control and just tapping into this power and, like, you know, just kicking ass, or if tapping into that power let one of the other spirits take over and that's somebody else fighting at that particular point. I don't know. All I know is Wuxian started playing his flute, and I don't believe, especially from his reaction, I don't believe it was his intent to have Wei Ning come down and slaughter. I don't think that was his intent at all. I don't know exactly what his intent was, because at that point, Peacock was like, hey, can you tell him to stop? You know, make him stop. And Wuxian is speaking truth. He's like, if I make him stop right now, he's going to have thousands of arrows shot at him. Why don't you make your men stop? Which, you know, valid question. You wanted to stop, make your men. I've got one. You've got an army. Make your army stop. I'll tell my one man to stand down. But if I tell my one man to stand down and then your army kills my one man, all y'all gonna die. So why don't you make your men stop? But you know, Wuxian was very upset in that moment, because Asshole had just crushed the beads he had worked months for his nephew's gift. And he keeps spouting off of the mouth, this, that, the other, and Wuxian has had enough. So I don't know in that moment whether Wuxian was trying to actually pacify Sweet Boy, or if he was trying to give him like an order to come kill asshole back there? I don't know. But all I know is he played this flute, and Sweet Boy grew like 17 irises. And I'm like, oh, well, this does not look good. This does not look good. I don't know what's going to happen, but this does not look good. So then he flies down the mountain and boom, it hits Peacock from behind. I'm like, oh, damn it. Another person who didn't deserve this. Didn't deserve this. Yes, I've had my issues with him, and I've not liked him for a lot of the series, but throughout like the last, I'd say like 5 or 6 episodes, I've grown softer on him, and I've like come to realize that he's not all bad. He's bad at communication. He might be bad at this, that, the other, but he's not a complete asshole. He's not a complete, so. And he was one of the only people last episode who was really trying to vie for Wuxia to be able to come to the nephew's celebration. So, you know, I feel like he could, the very least, is willing to work with Wuxia and could understand that Wuxia is not all bad. He's one of the few people on the inside of this, you know, cultivation world that saw some good in Wuxia, and now he's gone. And now he's gone at the hands of Wuxia, and it's like, oh god, this is terrible. This is terrible. Now Yan Li done lost her man, baby done lost his father. Wuxia lost pretty much every opportunity to live some sort of normal life with the other clans in this cultivation world, and just like, so much was lost with just that one strike, and it's like, I hate it. And then he went and killed, you know, choked out asshole, which I'm like, good, maybe we could have just done the first strike to that guy, and you know, I would have been fine. Like, it still would have been bad, but I feel like if we had just done it to him and then we wore off the magic, Peacock would still be alive, baby would still have his daddy, sister would still have her husband. Yes, there would be some bad blood, and you know, Wuxia may not be invited back, but it wouldn't be to the degree that it is right now. So that makes me very, very sad to see that happen. And even on his last breath, he's like, your sister's waiting for you to come to the celebration. I'm like, y'all really pouring it on now, and the music and everything, and just Wuxian's expression, again, the acting is fantastic. He looked devastated because all those things that I just listed that were lost with that one strike, you could see it. You could see that he just lost his entire future. Like, his entire future, hopes of everything that he thought could happen that was good in his life, just flew out the window in an instant, and you just saw it in his eyes. Acting is so damn good. Oh, God. Yep. So then he woke up after a couple days of being under, which, you know, understandable. He went through some stuff, and he started to take it out on Sweet Boy, which, again, like I was saying in that scene, it's not his fault. You know, it's not his fault. We all know it's not his fault. Yes, it was his body doing the stuff, but at that particular point, that was not Sweet Boy. That was not our Sweet Boy. Sweet Boy does not have 25 irises, okay? That was not Sweet Boy. That was one or many other demon spirits or whoever inhabiting this Sweet Boy's body. That was not Sweet Boy. And at the end of the day, again, I've already said it, he has done absolutely nothing to deserve this life for himself. He's done absolutely nothing but just be the sweetest, kindest, good boy in the world. He's done nothing. The world has turned him into this. He did not become this of his own volition. The world has turned him into this. A combination of the Jin clan, the Wen clan, Wuxian's magic, the burial mounds, a combination of all kinds of things made Baby Boy this right now. Baby Boy did not choose this life for himself. He did not choose this. This is not him. So no, he is not to blame here. I will fight tooth and nail. I'll fight anybody who wants to say otherwise. But, you know, in the midst of, you know, that whole scene, Wuxian was having his own like internal monologues, like, is he to blame? Really come to realize, like, no, he's not to blame. He didn't really do this. And then that's when we stuck the needle in him and basically told him the plan. We're going to give ourselves up, this, that, and the other. And everything that she was saying in that moment, where, because Wuxian was like trying to talk optimistically, we'll say, like, okay, well, what if I go with you? I should do this, that, and the other. But if, this, and she's just speaking truth. Like, look, they've already painted you as the villain. So even if you didn't, did they ask you if you had a mark when you guys stopped fighting? Did they ask you if you had some sort of rebound mark on you? No, because they don't care. They've already decided that you did this. So it doesn't matter what evidence you have or don't have. It doesn't matter what mark you have or don't have. Even if you don't have the mark and they believe that you need a mark in order, some sort of rebound mark in order to cast a spell, they'll come up with some sort of excuse. Oh, he's been dabbling in the dark magic for so long. He's become so powerful that he can even cast these spells without getting a rebound mark. All it takes is someone to say that one time. Word will spread like wildfire, and all of a sudden you're this all-powerful something, and you can cast all the, and then you'll be blamed for every sort of curse that gets put on a person. Like, if they want you to be the bad guy, they will make you the bad guy, basically, is what she's saying. And it's fact. Justice. It's a world of justice. We love it. Same in the real world. They want you to be the bad guy, they'll make you the bad guy. So it's just an unfortunate series of events. And I'm glad, at least, that in their final moments, they could be together. Xing and Sweet Boy. I'm glad that they did not show me them dying, because I don't know that my heart can handle that. I don't need to see that. I understand what's happening. Just leave it at that. I don't need to see it. I'm glad that they spared me that, at least. Yeah, and then there towards the end, Wuxian woke up and, saw that there was nobody around, which, again, I don't know if that means that the entire Wen clan, like, I was surprised the entire Wen clan, well, not surprised that they went with them, but I knew that they were giving them, the two of them were giving themselves up. I didn't think that they were taking the entire crew with them. I thought the crew was maybe walking them to the borderline so they didn't have to go by themselves. Because, like, I can't imagine the Jin clan being like, okay, well, we've executed these two, but there's this entire clan of people we've painted out to be evil here. Let's just let them go. I can't see that being the case. And I don't want to think of them having killed all of these innocent old people and child. I don't want to think of that being the case, but we've seen that the Jin clan, they know no limits to their evil, so I wouldn't be surprised. So yeah, Wuxian woke up and saw that he was all alone, and he's just kind of stumbling out. I don't know if he woke up early from the effects of the needle, because she said it would wear off in about 3 days, but he still seems to have like some sort of something affecting him. So I don't know if it was like just his mental fortitude and his will to try and do something that helped snap him out a little bit early, but he still kind of got the effects in him. I don't know. We'll have to wait till next episode to find out. But yeah, I do not enjoy anything that I saw in this episode. It did not make me happy, not in the slightest. But that's just the effect of good storytelling, good acting. Just everything was done well. I just don't like the situations that are happening. That's all. But yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. If you did, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, turn on notifications to be notified when all my shenanigans get posted. If there's anything else you'd like me to react to, be sure to leave it down in the comments. I'll get to it as soon as I possibly can. If you'd like to support the channel in other ways, you're more than welcome to join us over on Patreon. You don't have to, but you're more than welcome to if you want to. I'll see you guys in my next video. Love ya. Mwah.
Now it's again.